Are you struggling to find the motivation to write? In this video, I'm going to explain how each of us tends to be motivated by different things. When you discover which one of these three motivators is your motivator, you'll find it much easier to get your writing work done. I'm talking about motivation today because it's so critical to your success as a writer. Because writing is such an isolated activity most of the time, there's nobody around to say, hey, get busy with that blog post or make sure you hit your deadline for the next chapter on your novel. You have to know how to motivate yourself. And if the motivators that you're using right now aren't working, you have to discover what will work. I discovered the information that I'm talking about here in a book entitled Getting Unstuck, A Guide to Discovering Your Next Career Path. This was written by author and professor Timothy Butler. So Butler's work got me thinking about how these three motivators may apply to writers. Butler himself explains that though we are all motivated by all three of these factors, usually one of them stands out, and that usually is behind whatever decisions you make in your writing career. What I'm going to do is describe each one, and as you listen to the description, you're looking for the one that applies to you most of the time. If you are motivated most by power, you're going to find it easy to act in the outside world. You like positions of authority. You want to be a player, a decision maker. You want to be involved, and you're often the one who takes charge in groups. You are likely to volunteer for leadership roles, and you enjoy influencing others. Look at your past. Did you often seek out positions of power? Maybe you were school officer, club president, team captain. When you think of your future, do you think of yourself as managing events and making decisions? It could be that power is your strongest motivator. If you are motivated by people, you want to belong. Of course, we all need satisfying relationships in our lives. But those who find this motivator to be particularly strong in their lives just don't feel whole if they're not involved in relationships that nourish them. They value connection above all else and seek out roles that offer interpersonal contact. You're the one who wants that writing group. You're a definite team player and have many friends and acquaintances. You're comfortable in the role of coach, counselor, teacher, and homemaker. Perhaps you place high priority on spending time with family and friends, and you'll likely trade other things in life, like power and achievement, which are the other two motivators, to foster good relationships. So take a look at your past. Were you the one getting friends together? Were you the one organizing the potlucks or the parties? And are you the one that others came to for help? If so, that may mean that you are most motivated by people and connections. If you are powerfully motivated by achievement, you have a deep personal need to accomplish your goals. I mean, you're that driven person. That goal means a lot to you, and getting there is really important in your life. You are likely to go after your goals, regardless of what that means in terms of your relationships or your positions in an organization. You're going to put your connections or your desire for authority and power secondary to your desire to achieve, to reach the goals you set for yourself. Perhaps you're a scientist laboring over research for years and hoping of making a discovery, or a writer laboring over the next novel that you're working on that you really hope will make an impact. Or you're a musician practicing for hours in the basement in the hopes of becoming proficient at a piece. You're looking to achieve your personal best, and then when you do, you raise the bar a little higher. You may be competitive or not. Oftentimes your biggest competitor is yourself. You enjoy being challenged, and you become quickly bored if you're not learning new things. You love to be seen as the expert, but you don't need to be in charge. Take a look at your past. Were you the one trying to better your running time, maybe achieve straight A's, or be the go-to expert on car engines? Were you satisfied only when you won an award, or when your teacher held up your assignment as a good example? Did you find that jobs you took failed to challenge you, so you moved on to something else? Maybe that's why you took up writing in the first place. If any of these sound familiar, then achievement may be your most powerful motivator. So let's go back to the first one, power. If you are strongly motivated by power, remember that you love to run things. You may be happier self-publishing your book than traditionally publishing it. You may enjoy writing books or articles that help persuade people to think as you do. So when you're thinking about building your platform, maybe you're thinking about what you need to write for your blog. You may want to be the one talking about controversial subjects and leading people over to your side. You may also enjoy writing materials that help position you as an authority in a certain area. area. Or you may even use your writing to support your efforts to gain a higher position in some sort of an organization or even in your job. Perhaps you can even use your materials that you're creating to launch a new type of company or to launch a new series of books that you feel will help people to learn what you're trying to teach them. You are someone that needs to hear back from your audience. You need to hear that they are affected by what you're saying. Perhaps you even need to create an online community around whatever topics you're focusing on in your books. When it comes to your actual writing, remember that emotional scenes tend to influence people more than simple facts, so work those into your writing. It may also help to picture the people you're going to impact. Tell others about your goals. The fact that they will ask you about your progress later on is likely to motivate you to keep going, because that again reinforces the fact that these people are waiting for you to send this out because they are interested in what you have to say. You can also maybe offer to do a presentation on what you're working on to local schools, local libraries, local bookstores, even organizations that may have an interest in whatever topic you're writing on. So these are just some ideas, but if you think always in terms of how you can impact people and the fact that you want to impact people and incorporate that into your goals for building your platform and doing your actual writing, you're likely to experience more success in your writing career. Okay, so let's move on to those of you who may have people as your strongest motivator or connections. Remember that you need to belong. You may enjoy starting your own writers group. If there's not one in your town, then start one yourself because it's likely to be motivating for you. Online coaching may also be perfect for you if you enjoy making those connections and helping other people. Your writing skills may lead you to positions of teaching or mentoring in your local community as well. You would probably be a person that would be really good at starting a writing retreat, or consider a topic that you write about and hold retreats around that. Maybe you write health and wellness books. Hold a health and wellness retreat. Maybe you are a romance writer. You could hold a retreat for couples in a certain really romantic place and provide a few presentations on how couples can better relate to one another. I'm kind of just spouting ideas here, but think about how you can use your desire to connect and the topic that you like to write about, join those together to help build your author platform. You may also really enjoy co-authoring a book, writing with somebody else, and that can help really boost your career. It's also really important for you to find supportive friends who can cheer you on when your motivation runs low. Just realize, hey, I need connection, so I need to go out there and find some more supportive friends that I can work with so I can get going again. Okay, let's move on finally to the last motivator, which is achievement. The most important thing for you to remember is that you need to challenge yourself. In other words, you probably need to set the bar a little higher. So maybe you've been publishing for a while and your books are doing okay, but they're not doing as well as you'd like. Set the bar higher. Your next book needs to be at this level, and what are you going to do to make that happen? One of the best things that works for achievers is submitting your work to contests. If you've been published and you've yet to see high sales, then challenge yourself with the next release. You're going to put the bar higher as far as how many books you hope to sell. Map out how you're going to market it so that you can reach that goal. Perhaps you need to take marketing classes and become a better marketer. If you're an achiever, you're someone who wants to learn new things. So sign up for those workshops, read those books, learn how to become a marketer as well as a good writer, and then see how you can improve your career with that knowledge. Another good idea is to find a mentor who will challenge you to do better. None of us succeeds on our own, and achievers particularly need someone who will push them. Someone who will say, you know, this scene could be better. Don't seek the people out who are just going to say, oh, this is great, fix a few commas and off you go. You want someone who's stricter than that, who is going to require more of you than that. As a precaution, you also don't want to feel you have to divide your energies up by getting involved in groups. If you are mainly motivated by achievement, connections and power aren't as important to you. So if you're not finding that groups you're involved with are helping you or motivating you, or maybe they're even kind of dragging you down and you feel like you have to go to these meetings and you don't want to, get out of those. They're not helping you. When it comes to self-publishing or traditional publishing, achievers can do either one. Achievers who self-publish will do best if they try to make that book just as good as the traditionally published books out there. That's what's going to motivate you. If you want to traditionally publish and you haven't gotten that contract yet, then ask yourself why. Work with a mentor, work with a coach. If you really want to be traditionally published, keep going for that goal. Remember that it's always okay to tap into those other motivators when you need to. It just helps to know which one is most powerful for you, because when you can use that, it's like adding extra fuel to your efforts to become the writer you want to become and to create the kind of career that you're hoping to have. I hope you liked this video and it was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.